Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about teaching you how to create print-on-demand designs using Canva. So if that is something that you're interested in learning about, please stick around. So in today's video, I'm going to go over how to create this design right here. It is a Pride design. It is Pride Month. Hopefully you guys already have some Pride designs up as we are already into Pride Month, but if not, go ahead and get them up as quickly as you can. Pride stuff does sell year round, and there is a Pride Month every year, so it's always good. It's always a good niche to do at any time, but now especially you're gonna see a huge increase in Pride sales for Pride Month. So this happy Pride design takes advantage of some of the different colors of the various Pride flags. So if you would like to learn how to do this, go ahead and stick around. Okay, so we are starting on Canva's home page. So this is the home page, and I'm just going to go ahead, start at the right-hand side. I can click custom size or create a design. It really doesn't matter. If you click custom size, it's just going to bring this up here. I am designing for a t-shirt, so I usually use 4500 by 5400 pixels if I am doing a t-shirt design. So I'm just going to go ahead, select those, and so here is my blank canvas for my design. I do like to design for black, so I usually just start by selecting the background color here and starting with black. Now today we're going to go ahead and make a Pride design. It is Pride Month. Hopefully you guys already have a lot of Pride designs up, but I did have somebody ask kind of last minute about a Pride design, so I thought, okay, I can show you guys, and hopefully you can still get some up by the end of this month. If not, Pride comes every year, and Pride sells year round, so there really is no deadline for making Pride designs. And this one's going to be pretty simple, hopefully, but really, hopefully it's a really good design that people will like to buy. So I'm going to start by getting a bunch of Pride flags. So when we're looking at Pride Month specifically, you know, don't limit yourself to just the rainbow flag or just the trans flag. There are a ton of different Pride flags, and people do like to see inclusion of lots of different members of the LGBTQ community. So I'm going to go up to the left-hand side where it says Elements, and I'm going to do a search for Pride. And if I come to graphics, I can usually find a lot of different Pride flags. And so what I'm going to do, so here's some, is see if I can find, that one's cool too, all of the different Pride flags. So usually I can find a grouping of them. If I'm having difficulty, I can always narrow the search down by just putting Pride flags. And that should help there. So now I've got some Pride flags. So I'm going to start by just selecting a lot of these flags. I'm going to shrink them down so I can fit them all in here. So every Pride flag that I want, you don't have to do every single one because there are a ton, but do make sure that you get most of the more popular ones at least. And so if you're not sure what they are, by the way, if you come to the right-hand corner of any graphic, you'll see these three little dots. If you were to click that, it is going to give you information and the keywords on it. And so it'll tell you right there, this is the non-binary flag. And I can do this with every single flag, and it'll tell me what it is. Just go ahead and again, grab a good variety. You don't have to get all of them. But if you happen to know sort of the bigger, more common ones, you'll definitely want to try to get those. Okay, well, this is probably enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stack these, because what I'm going to want to do is make a mask for a word that's going to have stripes of all of these different flag colors, okay? So I'm going to have them sort of set up like this so that they're a nice vertical orientation, and I want them to be all about the same width. So if I was to do that, make those the same width and then put it under there, I'm going to do it something like that. So they're not all going to line up perfectly because they made some of these different sizes. And you'll see when I start to do this is that obviously they don't all line up perfectly, but get it as close as you can to about the same size as here. There's so many flags. It's like ideally you'd like to get all of them in, but that would be really tough and we'd end up with some really thin lines. So again, at least making sure I get my rainbow flag in, my trans flag in, and just a few of the other ones. Hopefully we can get enough of those. Can I make that one fit? I think that one's going to end up going off the bottom. Okay, so these are the ones that I have selected. And so this is going to be sort of a mask. So I'm going to go ahead and just download this. I'm going to put pride flag mask. And I'm just going to go ahead and download that as is. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do another page. And what we're going to do is we're going to spell out pride. Oops. So if I hit T on my keyboard, it should pull up a text box. Then I can go ahead and put pride. I'm doing that in all caps. And now what I want is a nice bold font. So anything that's going to be sort of nice and bold. So I'm going to come up to the top where it's got the fonts. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to type in bold and see what I got. And I can play with some of these bold fonts and see if there's one that I like. I want it to be a little bit wide, maybe a little stylistic if I can, definitely on the bolder side. And so you can play with any of these, see if you find any that you like. So it doesn't matter which one you go with. I'm going to just stick with something simple, something like that. Nice, bold pride. And I'm going to make it come out. I'm going to make it all the way across real big. And this is going to be my frame. Okay, so there is my frame, and I'm going to go ahead and put pride frame, and I'm going to go ahead and download this. This time I'm hitting download. This one's got to be a transparent background because it is going to be a frame, and I only want page 2, so I'm just going to select page 2, and I'll download that. Perfect. Now the goal is to get this on top of this. So I can show you right now if I was to go over to my upload section and hit uploads and then upload file, and I was to select my pride flag mask, and I can drag it over, I can crop it way down, and I can go ahead and rotate it. And so you can see that's how it's going to look. I actually want it this way. And now if I was to put it over and pull it out so that it covers all of the letters, I want to see if this is going to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my pride. If I hit control and then the left bracket, control left bracket should put the pride underneath. And right now it looks like it's doing a great job. So it actually does look like my, well, actually I can't tell because there's black on both sides of that. So let's see. No, it didn't. So if I crop this here, and I was to crop that there. Oh, maybe it will. That looks pretty good. So let's see. I can use the transparency here, and it's going to allow me to sort of see my letters through. And so that actually worked out just about perfect. Yeah, I got really lucky there. Sometimes you'll have to sort of stack the flags or pick a wider text font that isn't going to be as tall. But this actually looks like it fits pretty perfectly end to end. And so I can sort of move it over. I'm using the arrows on my keyboard to move it over 1 pixel at a time. So if you have trouble with your mouse and you want to make very small, precise movements, you can just use the up, down, right, left arrows, and it will move it over 1 pixel at a time. And what I was trying to do is get my pride flags lined up pretty perfectly with my text. So that looks really good. That actually lined up perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this transparency. That's pretty nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and we will just go ahead and download this. This is going to be, we'll call this pride flag mask, and I'll just call it 2. And we'll download that. And just make sure I'm downloading just page 2 is all I need. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Photopea really quick. If you're not familiar with Photopea, it is another kind of graphic design website, but it is totally free to use. And so it has a couple features that right now Canva does not have. And so I like to jump over, use those features very quickly, and then jump right back over to Canva. And it really doesn't take a lot of extra time or energy. And like I said, totally free. So if you were to type photopea.com into your browser, you would end up with a page that looks something like this. And in the middle, you will see something that says open from computer. All you have to do is click there. You can go ahead and open your Pride frame. And so here's my Pride frame. And now all we're going to do is go to the top left-hand corner where it says File, click there. 3 spaces down, you'll see something that says Open in Place. If you click that, your downloads will pop up again, and this time you're going to hit Pride Flag Mask 2. And give it a sec, and it's going to open your mask up right on top of your words. So now I've got my words in the background and my mask on top, which is exactly how I want it. So now if I come to the top again and I move to the right to where it says layer, I can click on layer. About halfway down, you're going to see something that says clipping mask. If you click on clipping mask, there you go. It's going to put the clipping mask right on top there. And so that looks pretty cool. I look like I'm getting a tiny bit of black on my E. So I might have had to adjust my flag just a little bit, but that's okay. You get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead, File again on the top left-hand corner. About halfway down, you'll see something that says Export As. Click a PNG. A box will open up. This is where you can retitle it if you want to. So I could put Pride Flags, and just leave it like that. It's still 4500 by 5400. I can hit save. It's going to save it, and then that's all I needed Photopea for, and I can jump right back over to Canva. And so it really was that fast, that easy, and that free. So I don't mind doing it at all. Yay, made a sale. And so now I'm going to go over to upload files, and I'm just going to upload what I just made in Photopea, which is my Pride. And then I'm going to go ahead, click that, and it will open my Pride right there. See? And so that's not too bad at all. I like that. So I can kind of get some of this stuff out of the way. I don't necessarily need this right now. So this is what I'm working with. Now it is a little bit tough to see on the dark background. So what I might do is just go ahead and put a little outline around it so that I can really define it a little better. And so that's easy enough to do. I can go to edit image. I am on the old editor here, so you can do this with the new editor or the old editor, but you're going to want to find the shadow feature, and then you're going to want the glow, or on the new editor it'll just say outline. And either way, you're going to be able to get an outline around here. I can click the 3 little buttons in the middle. It'll pull up some controls. Here's where I can select the color that I want. I don't want any blur. I don't want any transparency. And here's where I can adjust the size and make it as thick of an outline or as thin of an outline as I want. I want it to have a little bit of heft to it, but nothing too big. So I'm thinking right now I'm at about a 20, and I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to click apply. I'll give it a second. Every so often you might get some glitches with this where you have to, be patient or try again, but most of the time it works just perfectly. And so there we go. And there's my Pride. And now it's pretty easy to see, and it pops pretty good. And so now you can see all the different colors of the Pride flags on there. That looks really nice. And so from here, I'm going to go ahead and put happy. So I'm just going to make this a happy Pride design. So I'm going to pull up another text box by hitting T on my keyboard. And I'm going to go ahead and write in happy. Boy, that made that small. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There's my happy. I'm going to change the color here to white. Give it a second. Sometimes that doesn't work right for me either. There we go. Happy Pride, and I want this to be more of a script. So I'm going to pick a nice script font. I'm going to get rid of the bold too. And so let's go with script. And so you can see there's lots of different, scripty fonts that you can use. I want something, that's going to look cool. I like that one there. The one that I think I had settled on when I was trying this out the other day was Vintage Goods. I did like Vintage Goods quite a lot, so I think I'm going to stick with that one. And I'm going to go ahead and make this nice and big. And I'm going to bring it down enough so that it kind of overlaps. So I kind of like that overlap look right there. So something like that. I might even make it a little bigger so it really does go edge to edge on the design. And now to make sure that this pops on top of Pride, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a shadow on the happy. So I can go up to effects. I can pick the shadow effect. I'm going to pick a black shadow. Now on a black shirt, you won't be able to see it. On a light shirt, you will. Get rid of my transparency. I'm going to bring the offset back down. And so I just end up with a little shadow over the letters. So again, on a black shirt, you won't even see the shadow anywhere else except for over the letters. On a lighter shirt, you would be able to see the whole shadow. Looks good either way. So there, how it would look on a dark shirt. And then if I was to change the color of this shirt to something like a gray, you can see the shadow there. And it still pops, still looks good. Definitely looks better on a darker shirt though. And so here I've got my happy Pride. And so now I can leave it like that, or I can add some flourishes if I want to. I'm thinking of maybe adding just a few little hearts here in some of the different colors. So maybe I'll go over to the top where it says elements. I'm going to go back. Let's go ahead and find some hearts. And there's lots of different hearts here. I can do individual hearts, or I could do, you know, a pre-made grouping of hearts. And so lots of different ways I could go. I just want sort of like a handful of different hearts. So like here's a heart, and I'm just going to make these light so that I can see them. Let's see if I find sort of some more hearts that look cool. I kind of like that sort of off shape a little bit. So there's another one that I liked, and I'm looking for 5 different hearts here. Here's another one. That one's solid. That one looks cool. Let's find just a few more, maybe 2 more hearts. Different shapes look nice. They all sort of have that sort of hand-drawn vertically look. So I do want something that's a little bit more hand-drawn vertical. And I am specifically looking for ones that I can change the color on, because I do want to be able to change all of these colors. So if I can't change the color, I don't want it. Here's another one. I can change the color there. Maybe one more. This one has a little bit of a grunge to it, so I could do a grungy tone one if I wanted to, if I'm going for different textures. And that one I can also change the color on. Okay, good. So that'll do. So let's go ahead and start with these. So I'm going to start, what the heck, I'll start with this blue one here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to line them up down here, I think. Make them nice and small so I can line them all up. And then I can group them and move them where I want them once I have them. So I'm just shrinking them all down. I'm going to make this in sort of a wavy line. This is kind of what I'm going to go with. So like here's going to be one. Here's going to be one. Here's going to be another one. And another one and another one. So it's gonna be something like that. And I can play with the angles. There we go. Something like that. That looks okay. And so let's go ahead and pick some colors. I'm going to do some of the Pride colors here. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of the Pride colors, and so I'm gonna start with a red. If it doesn't come up on your document colors, you can use this Add New Color. Go to the bottom right-hand corner where it says Pick Color from Design. It's a little eyedropper feature. Then you can hover anywhere over the design that you want to select a color right off the design. So that's how I got that red. And now I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and go with orange. Now that happens to already be here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go with my yellow, and that's pretty. And then I think I'm gonna do more of the light blue. Is that the right light blue? No, that's a different light blue. I'm gonna select again. There we go. And then I'm gonna go with the pink. There we go. So there's just some different hearts. And they look pretty nice. And again, I can play with them a little bit if I want them to be a little closer in size. Now what I can do is I can take the whole thing, drag over it, and then click group, and now I've got these all grouped together. Then I can sort of shrink them down, and what I was thinking of doing was sticking them here, something like that. So there we go, Happy Pride. And so I think that that looks pretty cool. It's a nice, simple design, but it's great for Pride Day. And, you know, it incorporated a lot of different Pride flags, and we kind of got the colors there. So it's a nice, simple design. I'm going to go ahead now, top hand corner, I'm just going to put Happy Pride. I'm going to title it. And then I'm going to go ahead and download this. And so I can click download. It's a transparent background. I only want page 2, so I can download that. And now it is ready to go. And we can put this on t-shirts. You can put it on tote bags. You could put it on just about anything you could want to put it on. If instead of using a white background, or instead of using, you know, white for the text happy, if you used a different color, you could put it on a sticker. Stickers will have white backgrounds, so it doesn't need to be able to pop against white. But lots of different uses for this. Another really fun Pride design that could sell all year long. So if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section below. I do try to get back to you guys as quickly as I can, or if you have anything that you want to see, again, you can put it in the comment section below, and if I can add it to my list, I will. I hope you guys are doing really well on your sales. Remember, Q3 is coming up very shortly, so I hope you're already working on those Q3 designs. If you're not sure what to work on, I do already have a video on Q3 niches up, so you can check out my channel for that. I also have something like 150 different videos up, so if you're looking for something, check out my channel. There's a good chance I already made a video on it. That is all. Take care, and I hope to see you guys again. That's it for today's video. If you found this useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.